Hey guys, it's Miss Mao here with a new What If. What if Saiki Cave found Miss Tohru, or Miss Kobayashi's dragon maid? Now if you guys want more details, let me explain. You see, Miss Kobayashi's dragon maid, a woman named Kobayashi, one day found a dragon, and she saved her life. That dragon then transformed and became her maid. But in this world, instead of Kobayashi finding her, Saiki's finding her. Before we start, I just want to say that I'm going to make Tohru bisexual, just so I can make her fall in love with Saiki. People don't complain that I made her straight and all that stuff when she's a lesbian. But let's start this what if already. So as Saiki is eating some coffee jelly, his mom and dad start arguing and they start asking Saiki to help. Then Saiki says good grief and says he's not dealing with it today. He teleports to a nearby forest. But as he starts eating his coffee jelly while sitting on a rock, he hears a noise. That's when he sees a centipede. He tries to teleport but realizes that he needs to be charged. So instead of running, actually he runs instead of teleporting. As he escapes, he hears a voice thanks to telepathy. But as he sees the dragon, he thinks, what the hell? Before he could walk away, the dragon turns her head and says, who goes there? That's when Saiki walks out and asks, what the hell is she? That's when the dragon says, isn't always? She's a dragon. I think this human looks a bit pathetic. Then Saiki says, cut the antics. And that's why she's here. Because according to books, dragons are the nicest. Then the dragon says that he should be wise not to threaten her. But it's not like it matters, she's dying anyways. That's when Saiki sees a sword and asks how it happened. Then Tohru says that she chose to fight the gods and paid the price with it by getting stabbed. Before she died, she left her dimension. That's when Saiki asks, why didn't she remove it? That's when Tohru says, foolish human, nobody can touch God's blade. Their mind wouldn't be able to handle it. That's when Saiki said, he probably would get this, but he just can't let her die like this. So he lifted up his hand and removed the sword by telekinesis. That's when Tohru asks, how is that possible? Who are you? That's when Saiki says, his name is Saiki, but who are you? Then Tohru thinks to herself, it could be dangerous, says her name. It's Tohru. That's when Saiki says, you won't hurt her as long as she doesn't cause any trouble. Then Tohru thinks to herself, how did he know this? Then Saiki says, he could read her mind. Then Saiki says, that she has no control of it, he just can read her mind. That's when Tohru asks, what is he? Saiki says he's a psychic. Now hold still. Saiki then uses his temporary soul and heals her wounds. Then Tohru says thank you, and asks if there's any way she could repay him. Then Saiki says, nothing she can do for him, that he can't do for himself. That's when Tohru says, she can destroy his enemies. But Saiki tells her, he can do that even without her, and he doesn't want people to know how strong he is. So she will just reveal him. Tohru then tells him that she could give him riches. She says, he doesn't want money, brings too much attention. So he starts to leave. But then she says, I could be his maid. That's when Saiki says, how? That's impossible. She's twice the size of his house. That's when Tohru transforms into a girl, says, she has her ways. That's when Saiki says, you also have shape-shifting, but his takes longer. Saiki tells her, why does she want to repay him so badly? That's when Tohru asks, he has some sort of spare time. That's when Saiki says, good grief, and sits down. That's when Tohru explains that she should have fought the gods and ended up losing, can no longer go back home. That's when Saiki says, well, it doesn't matter. She asks what he meant. That's when Saiki says that she shouldn't care what her family thinks and the gods think. He could wield his power and make himself the most popular or strongest person on earth, but he prefers the peace and quiet more, so he uses his powers to ignore people and just be with the Mario communities. That's when Tohru says that she never met anybody like him. He says she's strong, unique, and kind to her, even though she's a dragon, he's a human. Then Tohru smiles and asks to be his maid. Saiki thinks for a second, thinks it would be nice to have somebody help out mom. And if she could fly, she could take his dad to work instead of him. But he thinks to himself, that's not worth it. But he starts walking home. Tohru asks, please let her be his maid. He says he would think about it as he teleports home. But Saiki lays down in his bed and thinks to himself, today was an interesting day. But as he lays down, says he better not regret this. And that's when He wakes up to his mom screaming. And it's not the next day, by the way. He then hears his mom call for help. As he teleports downstairs, that's when Tohru's there in her dragon form. That's when his dad shows up and sees Tohru. He tells Saiki, "Kick, quit it, fire." He says, "Calm down." That's when Saiki says, "What are you doing here?" That's when Tohru says that she hears for his answer. The little man asks, "We know, sir." That's when Tohru transforms to her human form. Says, "Greeting, Mr. and Mrs. Saiki. Her name is Tohru." Then when Saiki's dad asks, "Why is it pretty good to see him?" Then Saiki says, "You're just telling me to kill her." Then Saiki asks, "Why is she dressed as a maid?" That's when Tohru tells her she wanted to see if she accepted her offer to become his maid. Before Saiki could say anything, Saiki says, "When can she start?" Or Saiki's dad says that, I meant. But then Saiki's mom gets angry and says, "He has no say in this." Then she asks, "Why is she here? Why doesn't she go back home? Why does she want to be maid? Because is she some sort of... What is she?" Tohru says she is a dragon. The reason why she wants to be Saiki's maid is because he saved her. But as Saiki's mom says that she should go home. But Tohru says that she has a good relationship with her father. As soon as Saiki's mom smiles, says that she really has nowhere to go. She can stay here. But she doesn't have to be his maid. Then Tohru says, no, she has to be his maid. That's when Saiki's mom asks, why? Tohru says, because she's falling in love with Saiki. This makes Saiki's mom cry and says that she can't believe it. There's actually a girl that likes Saiki. Then makes Saiki ask, what's that mean? That's when Saiki's dad grabs him and says that he's proud of him. He got a girl who's pretty and understands him. But then Saiki's mom grabs Tohru's hand and says that she can stay as long as she wants. As Saiki tries to choose a protest, his mom makes a double face and tells him that she's staying, which means Saiki says okay, but we're going to have a little time skip. As Saiki's walking home, he sees a dog almost getting run over, but he saves it. He explains his life, how he's born with powers. Then he sees his dad sitting outside in the street. His father says his mom locked it out of the house and asked him to open the door. When Saiki opens the door, Tohru runs out and says, Saiki, you're back. But sees Saiki's father instead and is like, oh, it's just you, and apologizes. And then walks up to Saiki. Well, Saiki's dad runs in and starts arguing with Saiki's mom. Tohru tells Saiki that his parents are interesting, or they argue in the background. Tohru then gives Saiki a meal. Says, here. Says that he read her mind. He knows this is her tail. And he's not eating this. His mom then gives him some regular food, or he gives Saiki's dad a shoe. But Saiki's dad, says he would rather eat Tohru's tail than eat this. But Tohru says her tail's only for Saiki's mom. Maybe Saiki's mom. Tohru says it's only for Saiki, maybe Saiki's mom. But then Saiki's mom says, if you want something else, then here, and gives him another shoe. Saiki then asks Tohru to use her maid powers and dragon powers and turn this into a stake. Saiki tells Tohru, don't, because he needs to learn to do this thing for himself, so he doesn't become useless. She annoys Saiki's dad. Then Saiki's mom says, Q, please be a good boy, don't use your powers for evil. And also you, Tohru, don't use your powers for evil too. But if she wants, she can turn into a dragon and eat Saiki's dad. But then Saiki's mom sees Saiki's dad eating her food. Who eating Saiki's food, and gets ready to kill him. Yet Tohru saying that she scares some of the chaos dragons she met back in the day. And she probably make Kana piss herself. She then tells Saiki that she bought this at a store for him, with his mother today. She then gives him some coffee jelly. But then Saiki's dad gets thrown at him, making him drop the food. Before he hit the ground, Saiki uses speed and catches it with his mouth. That's when Tohru says that he must really liked it, and maybe she should dip her tail in it. Maybe you eat it then. Then Saiki's mom throws a table, says, you better die. Before it hits him, Tohru catches it. Saiki's mom says, disappointing you, Tohru. Just a small girl like you would know better. Maybe Saiki can find somebody better. Tohru's sad and also angry, but Saiki stops them and says, 1, we're not dating. 2, I guess there's no point in dealing with you guys. Because no matter how you try, the voices in their hearts always bubble up. Saiki then says he has no other option. Yet please, forced to lip D. Even though his parents tell him to stop, they end up making up instead. But as Saiki sits down and starts eating jelly, Tohru sits down and says, hope one day he'll be lovely like his parents. Then Saiki says, yeah, that's never gonna happen. Then Saiki's mom takes Saiki jelly, which makes like destroy all the windows in the house. But Tohru cleans it up after. The next day, Saiki starts getting up for school. Before he can go, Tohru asks, where's he going? That's when Saiki says he's off to school. But Saiki's mom asks, doesn't she go to school? Tohru says, she's a dragon, so she never went to school. And then Saiki's mom says, that's no good, Saiki's future wife should be educated. Spend more time with him. It's like saying, they're not even dating, how can she be his future wife? But Saiki ended up losing to his mom, and now Tohru's in his school. It was Saiki explaining that nobody knows about his powers, and she shouldn't mention or use hers, because he learned from experience that his powers could be a problem. Well, she doesn't care. She's playing around with the score that came with the school uniform. Then Tohru sees some sort of ape put his hand around Saiki's eyes, so she's going to kill him. Before she can do anything, Saiki says, he may be annoying, but she can't kill him, because there's a Nendo. He's a guy that seems to be drawn to him, even though nobody else likes him. Also, the only person immune to is telepathy. So she asks, he has some sort of power too. He says, no, he can't read his mind because there's nothing on it. He's just an idiot. That's when Tohru says, she could say hi, since she's trying to get close to Saiki. But as she tries to greet Nendo, some green-haired kid falls over. Tohru and Saiki both can tell he's faking it, obviously. And Tohru has dragon senses and Saiki telepathic. Can't pronounce it correctly. But then Nendo goes over there and tries to help him. But pushing him face came out from mouth. Then Tohru tells him, stop being an idiot and take him to the doctor. Picks him up like it's nothing. It's like saying, normal girls can't lift guys with one hand over their heads. Then says, you'll come too. Then the teacher tells Saiki to go with him. Since the girl can't be since the girl's still brand new and doesn't know the layout. Get no new kid knows the entire layout of the school. And Nendo can't be trusted to finance since he's an idiot. But as they went to the nurse's office, Nendo sees that nobody's here. He then guesses he has to do it himself. But then a green-haired kid gets up and starts washing his mouth, and that he was faking it. He can't believe that his first kiss was Nendo. He was kissing in front of a pretty girl, no less. Then the PE teacher walks in and asks him, he faked what? But then the green-haired kid said, no, hold on, Nendo made him do it. PE teacher asks if the new girl and Saiki's in on it. He says yeah, and then Tohru gets ready to kill him, and also kills the PE teacher. Saiki says, wait, he has like 40 ways to fix this. Before he can do anything, Nendo says, wait a second, shouldn't you check his fever? This one Tohru says, he's a dumb idiot. Then the PE teacher says, wait, he might have a horrible disease. And Tohru says, ain't an idiot too. As they start checking his temperature, they get a huge number, and the PE teacher says, call the ambulance. As Tohru asks what happened, Saiki said he was perking his lost temperature things. He then says that it looks like he burned the tip, but Tohru tells him, wait. It's like Saiki already burnt it, destroying evidence. That's when Saiki asks, what is it? He then sees Nendo, but before he can say anything, Nendo says, you have a fever too? We then cut back to Nendo telling Saiki he can beat it, but getting dragged away by the ambulance. But we cut to a boy named Kaido. He's then claiming that he eats the jet black wings, and he's fighting a group of villains, known as Dark Reunion. Then Tohru asks, why is he staring at him? It's like saying, he thinks he's a superhero, but he has no powers and makes everything up. We cut to Saiki and Tohru in class with a bunch of girls, asking Tohru how she has blonde hair. Is she like American or something? She look like it. And a bunch of guys trying to stare at her chest. But then a group of kids mention how the snake escaped. Then Kyo says, it's probably Dark Reunion. It's probably no normal snake. That's when Tohru says, you never heard this Dark Reunion. Are they group of evil humans, sorcerer, dragons? So they can tell her, not the fewest illusions. And then said a bunch of kids found the snake and beat it up. They started making fun of Kato. He was still sleeves, trying not to cry. Both Saiki and Tohru can tell he's going to cry himself in the bathroom. Then Tohru says, he's a pretty weird guy. My friend will probably roast him alive for acting like that. But as he's talking to Saiki. I don't know why I said Deku. I meant Saiki. Saiki grabs her hand and runs up a toe saying, he's being so bold, is he finally gonna kiss her? Like I said, it's not that. Then Tohru hears her scream, following with, it's blocking the door. Before Tohru can check it out, Saiki stops her. That's when she asks, what's going on? He says that he detected a snake in there. He's gonna deal with it. Then Tohru says, hey, is that Kira walking in there? She asks, what is he doing? That's when Saiki says, according to Trepti, you shouldn't have a fake superhero pipe with a real snake. Then Tohru gets an idea and says, if she gets rid of the snake without drawing attention, will she get a reward? Saiki just responds with, I don't care. Just don't use your powers. But as he walks in, he sees a snake charge at him. But will charge at a girl. But then Kato jumps in front of it, trying to save the girl. But Kato jumps in front of it. Before Saiki can interfere, Tohru grabs his head, and as the snake hits at Tohru, it stops moving away, then sees the aura around Tohru in like a dark dragon shadow. Tohru then chops the snake, and the snake runs away, hiding in the corner. Then a bunch of guys and girls surround Tohru says, she's so cool, and some people are saying she's pretty awesome and badass. They tell her she's scared away a snake, but as Kato watches, he thinks she's amazing. That's when he gets on his knees and asks Tohru, be his master, because she's so badass. That's when she looks at Saiki. Saiki says, hey, don't look at me. Because I'm going to end the video here. Please do tell me if you want more and I'll try to make more. For now, peace out and later.